Welcome to the Saturday Doobie Feature. Today we are going to be reviewing Ratatouille.
In honor of Thanksgiving next week, we're going to give you some inspiration for some of those recipes.
I'm going to whip it up in here today.
Is that a drug reference?
A little beat.
Welcome back to the Saturday Doobie Feature. We are reviewing Ratatouille today. One of my favorite movies.
I don't got to review it. I love this movie. I'm Justin.
I'm Derrick.
I'm Byron.
I'm so excited. I just want to get into this movie. God damn it, it's the best movie ever, doesn't it?
I love it. Love it.
Listen, there's a lot to unpack in this movie, and it's probably the best example of what makes Pixar movies so just identifiably unique and excellent. And I'm gonna hit this
approachable
lamb's bread.
It's approachable.
That's what I'm gonna do. Another sativa dominant hybrid. You're letting us down, Byron.
Man,
me
picking out these sativa dominant hybrids. What are you doing?
Don't blame it on me.
All
I
right.
pick in the couch. Ooh, a little hard. Sorry.
Anyway, like we were saying about Ratatouille, one of my favorite movies. It's very approachable. The characters are well developed. The film draws you in right away, especially like with the rat family. You know,
such a showcase for everything. It's a showcase for the visuals. You've got this really awesome, like, cartoonish style that when you do have those realistic flourishes, and you might have to repack that, but it's, actually, trade with me. I have a real fresh pack for you right there.
So kind of, yeah.
Even though it's got that cartoony look and it was done in 2007, it still has a really very modern look. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look like the first Toy Story or something like that, because I think it has that cartoony vibe to it, and that cartoony vibe helps it.
It's just a fresh, vibrating film, I think. Would be the better words.
And it's a little bit like Looney Tunesy. It has a lot of that like vibrant action and like for example, like in the beginning of the movie when that old lady whose house they're in is shooting them with a shotgun, like literally destroying,
that shit is wild, yo.
Destroying her own house. I don't understand this little old lady out in France. How's she gonna fix that? How are you gonna call the insurance company and tell them I shot my shotgun?
Dude, if she got a shotgun and she has that type of aim, she's probably gonna fix it herself, just board it up.
I mean, I think, you know, the insurance.
She's a real OG. She got it.
The reason I love this movie is because the character was like, he was like a nerd. He didn't like believe in himself, but cooking like helped him develop like a sense of strength in himself, and then it gave him the courage to like get the girl he wanted.
Well, it was like nature versus nurture, but nature and nurture, because it ended up being like something that was in his blood, but also something that he worked hard for. Great showcase for Patton Oswalt.
Yes.
I grew up, you know, as a fan of stand-up comedy for a long time, and Patton Oswalt is like king of the alternative comedians. So when it was first like, yeah, he's going to be a voice in a Pixar movie, everyone's a little bit skeptical. Yeah, but it's such a great showcase for him because it's just so about our loves. I'm going to just grab that right here. So about our loves, so about our passions. Even just right at the beginning of the movie, he's starting out and it just sounds so passionate. You know, he's talking about the flavors of this and the flavors of that. I really think that scene too is a great like representation. I always, because I work in shops, you know, I work in cannabis dispensaries and all that. I'll use that as a great analogy for combining weed, combining strains. You know, you have one great taste and maybe it does something for you and it looks like this, and then you have another one. But if you combine them, oh my God, it could be something amazing. I'm having an asthmatic attack. I'm so excited.
I mean, I totally understand that from working in the kitchen. Like, sometimes you just experiment flavors and stuff like that and just create random stuff sometimes, or sometimes you just create freaking magnificent, marvelous freaking beans that
Man, this film is about
living your taste buds,
dream.
Basically. I don't even know.
That's what it is.
This film is about living your dreams.
It's about living your dream.
This movie is about
not being afraid to get out there and break away from the regular shit that you do. You know?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, think about how cool they were.
I thought it was about experimenting your taste buds, but
it's about so much more.
Interpretations, I guess.
It's about so much more. It's about the critique of creation versus criticism. Also, at the end of the day, this incredible message that they put into the end of it by the time that Ego's doing his final review, stating, you know, the hard work and sacrifice and heart that's put into any piece of art or creation or anything, as terrible as you might think it is. Just that amount of work is more valuable than your critique deeming it so, you know?
Okay, all I'm going to say is I know no food on earth is ever going to make me go back to the same memory that my mom made the same plate. Like, I'm sorry, no, it could be as good.
Dude, I don't know, man. I get smells like I could smell something, and I'm like, dude, that is Christmas Eve dinner at my uncle's house when I was like 8 years old.
I think that's just me for memory.
Like,
it's just the emotion that was into it. Like, don't get me wrong. I understand the chef could make a great plate of food that's like the same plate of food that my mom can make, but 9 times out of 10, I think my mom's plate is gonna be better.
There was a different but it was a different connection for him because there was a tragedy that happened, and so he couldn't eat the dish anymore. But when he tasted the dish that they made, it made him want to be like a real person. It made him start feeling again, and that's what.
And it just happened to be that at this time. It could be anything for anyone at any time, is what they're saying. But what they're saying it happened to line up in this way for them, and that's what we're saying. It's such a layered movie with so many messages. You know, you have like Remy and Emil coming from like that typical Disney background of like, don't go against your family and don't, do things that we wouldn't do, and the old ways versus the new ways. It's so many of these tropes that they've combined together in a movie that really has no purpose working whatsoever. When everyone pitched it, if nobody knows what Ratatouille is about, and you tell them, well, it's about a chef, and there's a mouse guy, he stands on his head and he pulls his hair and he makes him cook.
Chef.
Well, they said there was some difficulty getting it done because it was a film about rats.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't very appealing for people. That's the other thing. A lot of this movie is kind of just like presupposed to disbelief.
Hygiene.
Like nobody cares about he doesn't care that the rat's cooking food. He literally eats an omelet made by a rat. Like, I would have some qualms about that.
To be fair, he does see the rat wash his hands beforehand.
Yeah, he takes like a drop of water. He rinses it off and whatever. I always had a really weird theory about this movie. Okay? What's up? Because the Remy and Luigi have obviously like this kind of bond because Luigi can understand him. Almost like Remy's like evolving out of a mouse in some way. If you're familiar with the stone theory of evolution, that states that, humans back in the day ate mushrooms when they were like hunters and gatherers. They ate mushrooms as a way of increasing their intelligence. Not a way of increasing their intelligence. It was, we weren't very smart. We found mushrooms grown in cow dung, essentially. We ate that, made us super smart. That's when we created language and stuff. The first thing that Remy eats in this movie is a mushroom.
Wait, hold up. Are you saying my guy was shrooming the entire movie?
I'm saying that it might have been a special mushroom that Remy eats that gives him this enhanced, or just the enhanced communication abilities.
So my guy was shrooming the entire time.
He was tripping his balls off. That little mouse.
I mean,
I don't really have an appetite.
I mean, it could have
been. I don't really have an appetite.
But low-key, he was that rat. He was low-key like a player, though.
It's like a representation of all that. Why, he's a player?
Because he was helping Luigi get the check.
Oh, he's smooth as fuck. Dude, and he's smooth as fuck. He'd do everything. He'd just like knock over a little spoon and like climb up it and be like, what's up?
Wingman of the year.
Wingman, yes. Wingman of the year.
Well, Wingman of the year, Chef of the year.
Here's to you, Remy. Here's to you.
Remy did it all.
Here's another thing that I'm curious about. How come? Okay, it's in France, obviously. How come the entire family speaks perfect English with no accent? Like, this is bullshit.
I don't know. I think that's harder to believe than the fact that he can even communicate with the rat. I think the fact that they weren't speaking French.
It's Pixar. It's whoever it is.
Well, I mean, it's
conspiracy against, I don't know.
Cooking is like international. It's worldwide. So, I mean, people go all over
Cooking is a language, man.
A lot of different things. So, I mean, there could be a lot of...
Cooking is a language. And the reason they say that, it's like music. Cooking is a language. You're taking the same base ingredients and you're making something new every time. All of the words that we use are only 28 letters, There's only a certain amount of ingredients you can use. It's all the same. We're all remixing, we're all remaking things. It's all evolving. It's very cool. I love this movie.
Damn.
Excuse me. Sorry.
English is basically a remix.
Yeah.
What?
The English language is a remix. All we're doing is taking the same words and sounds.
Language is basically a remix.
Moving them back around, dude.
What?
And that's what they're doing with food. So that's what we're saying. So when Ego
on it.
So when Ego has this, authentic moment, that's the idea of transcendence in food. The best, some of the best Italian food I get in Los Angeles, I can tell you for a fact, it's not made by Italians. It's just the idea of transcendence. It could take you to a different place. You can find a different vibe that you want to bring a person. You can educate their palate in a different way.
Well, LA has just like all kinds of all different types of food.
We're lucky. We're very lucky here.
Like, we have everything, and basically, we get to experience all types of culture, and it's awesome.
Another message in this movie too is that lack of selling out. And I love that message in this movie because you have Gusteau, who's got that like ghosty vibe through the whole movie, but kind of that the main turn in the whole movie is the fact that they're gonna like pimp his name out. Essentially, they're gonna be like cheapening his name out.
Frozen burritos.
And it's so funny to see that coming from Disney. You know, Disney saying like, no, we don't want that. We need authentic, original, great art.
That's what y'all do.
At this point, I mean, this is 2007. This movie made $620 million. They haven't made Ratatouille 2 or anything yet. We've never gotten a spin-off. There's a couple of rides at like Euro Disney, I think. You know.
I mean, I don't know if you really need a spin-off of Ratatouille. I mean, you pretty much get everything in this movie that you need.
What about a Disney streaming service show that was a cooking show with Remy, and he was like a Gordon Ramsay show, and he taught you how to make different dishes? That would be great.
Well, they kind of had something similar to that on the DVD. They had some like special features and stuff like that, where it was just like Remy would talk to you and stuff like that.
Like that. Yeah, like an interactive Remy.
Yeah, kind of.
Ooh, like a
cool.
3D Remy. Like in the kitchen.
With
know
you?
What I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh,
That would be cooler.
Facebook portal Remy. It'd be cleaner than having a real mouse in there. I'll tell you what. That's a bad joke.
What was your favorite part in this movie?
All of it.
All of it.
My favorite part's about 90 minutes. The beginning to the end.
My favorite part, basically, where he was that big lab rat going Rocky Balboa on the meat. It was awesome. Like, it was just funny, man.
When they all came together at the end. I love the chaos in the kitchen in general. By the first time that he's actually like running by, he's like, I can finally escape, and he's just throwing all the little dashes into the
all that food
into the mix.
Amazing. Just to say that one creamy like soup that they were making.
Yeah, just little morsels of garlic. You're like, I want to catch it and eat it.
That's the real Salt Bay.
Cute little Salt Bay.
The rat. No, it was a good movie. It was like more heartfelt than anything, you know, because
Brad Bird. I mean, Brad Bird did The Incredibles, another great movie, you know, Incredibles 2, but it's just, this is such a unique movie compared to anything else that's ever been around.
Did you guys actually see the Incredibles, like, little Easter eggs that they had in the movie?
Oh, in this, what was it in this one?
They had, like, they had
really?
Mr. Incredible
in
his blue suit, like, when they're going on the street, on a poster, like, on a billboard. So it was, like, him in his blue suit, which led me to believe he's probably, like, this movie's probably, like, before The Incredibles, even though it came out.
Well, maybe they wrote it before.
So do supers exist in this world, or does the movie The Incredibles exist in this world?
I feel the supers exist, probably.
Whoa.
And this was just, like, before Mr. Incredible got married, because he's still wearing the blue suit. He's not wearing the red suit, main one.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has, like, those old-timey TVs and stuff. It could have been, like, a 90s movie or something that could have taken place. I don't think they've ever announced that it was, like, a period piece or anything like that, but it's possible.
It's my theory. Fuck it.
That's some high shit right there, man.
I like that.
That
actually made my theory about when he's eating a psychedelic mushroom more palatable.
Everything's reasonable.
That kind of makes sense though, because wait, the rat sees like the chef pop up and shit. He thinks he's talking to him and stuff. So.
Oh well, yeah, he's tripping out, man.
It's agreed. Finally, it's agreed. Everybody on this movie was on shrooms. You heard it here first.
Chefs love it. Chefs love it. You find it in the woods. We know nothing about it. Listen, want to thank you guys for watching. Dealybuddy. Do you know 20% off a Dealy Buddy? You can, because it's got the mason jar top, you can make delicious dishes in your Dealy Buddy and then smoke them. You could do that.
I mean, it hits like a champ.
You could do that. 20% off. Doobie Feature is the code. I'm Justin Gentile. You can find me at Just Gentile on Instagram, Justin_Gentile on Twitter. I don't know why you'd want to do that.
I am Byron at _Lord B. That's about it.
I am
just
Derrick.
One place.
What?
Just one place.
Just one place? Yeah. I'm Derrick Scott at the _Derrick Scott.
No tweets for this guy.
Yeah, I don't use Twitter.
See you guys next week.